Oh, hey everyone. Hey, dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ. A lot of people, think that every single celebrity is a transgender person. I, for one, don't believe that. I think there are real men and real women that are famous and sold out, but I can admit that it's hard to tell sometimes. And because we know this industry and the way these things go, like, right, it's in the family, it's like nepotism, and like when you start off a child and they do things like hormone blockers or just other kinds of like surgery and what it's very horrifying to me. It really is. A lot of these people claim to be their true selves, but they've altered themselves. I am not saying Sofia Vergara is a man. I think it's a woman, but I could be wrong, right? Because sometimes it's very hard to tell, but she looks like a woman to me. But again, they can be very deceptive about this stuff. And like I said, and I know people that watch these videos and like they're like, "You're crazy. It's totally a woman. What are you talking about?" Um, you haven't researched what the world truly is. It's a horrible place. And like transgenderism, like the Baphomet, right? One of the key like aspects of Satanism is the Baphomet, right? The goat-headed god with a penis and breasts. It's a transgendered god, as above, so below. And a lot of people like, I don't know, they're into that stuff. A lot of people are not into that stuff and are born again Christians, and thank the Lord for that. Why is Sofia Vergara doing the vow of silence here? You have to ask yourself why she's doing that and why she's doing it again. Because these people are keeping the secret, quote unquote. A lot of people are awake to this stuff now, which is amazing. And like the last days, we're awake to the deceivers. Famous people are not good people. Well, in fact, no one is a good person. We're all fallen sinners according to the Bible and according to reality. That's why we need Jesus. He did not sin. He's fully man, fully God, and he lived a perfect sinless life, went to the cross, shed his precious blood, was buried and resurrected 3 days later, according to the scriptures, the Holy Bible. This is the truth in the world. It's literally the only truth in the world. And if you think that's a stretch, you haven't researched, you're not paying attention. We're deceived about the Big Bang, evolution, the globe, space, dinosaurs, etc., 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 transgenders, all this stuff we are deceived about. Except in the last days, the truth community, which is the real Christian community. If you think you're a truther, or if you're like a new ager truther kind of thing, you must have faith in Jesus to be a truther. I'm not trying to be like rude to anyone or like there are people, there are really bad people. There's Satanists that tell some truth about things, right? But then they mix it in with lies. You can't mix in any lies with stuff. And if you think the coexist movement, I hope you know what that is. The coexist movement wants to bring all the religions and people together in the world, right? It's a good thing. Coexist. We all worship the same God. And it's not true. Coexist, like Jesus, Christianity, the truth. And if you bring lies into that truth, it just muddies the waters. You can't do that. Well, that's narrow minded of you, Josh Sparrow. Well, the truth is narrow. The path is narrow. Like, we're told this in the Bible, and it's true, and it's for a reason. Because it's all about Jesus. He's the only way. So the path is narrow. It's not any other false gods or deities. It's not any other religions. So again, Sofia Vergara, the celebrity person, is doing the vow of silence for the same reason they all do it. They're keeping the secret of the biblical world about fame, fortune, and success and how it really works, and most likely about Freemasonry. So she's doing the vow of silence there and there. She's sold out to Pepsi to make some money, and she's doing one eye symbolism. The hat is darkening one of her eyes. It's the Eye of Horus. She's wearing a jacket that has the Eye of Horus on it, and she's wearing a shirt with the Eye of Horus on it. It's just fashion, man. this is a little weird, but like I had a dream with Sofia Vergara the other day, and it was interesting, but like I don't normally dream about celebrities. Like, and again, like with dreams, you can't really control it. Like sometimes what happens in dreams is you realize you're dreaming and then you can kind of like take a little control of it. But dreams are very weird. Hey? Like um I mentioned in the past a little while ago that I had a dream that I'm like, was this from God? Because I couldn't wake up out of the dream and it was like horrifying me. It was like the end times kind of thing. It really was. I'm not saying like anything, like God really gave me a dream like that or whatever. It was probably just a regular dream, but it felt so intense. And like I said, I realized I was dreaming in part of it and I wanted to wake up out of it because it was creeping me out. Honestly, it would really like I woke up and I'm like, holy smokes, I couldn't wake up out of that. That was crazy. Like, so I did obviously eventually wake up out of it, but dreaming of like end time stuff. And like again, you know how some dreams you have some dreams that are so vivid, you wake up and you're like, did that happen or was I just dreaming? I hope you guys and girls know what I mean. Like sometimes I have dreams where I'm like, it's so vivid and real. I wake up and I'm like, did I dream that or did that happen? Like that's so crazy. Anyways, brothers and sisters, we're living in the last days. Christians don't all agree on timing and rapture and this and that and a lot of things we don't agree on. But that's okay. As long as we agree on Jesus as death, burial, and resurrection, that is salvation. Everyone takes scripture a little differently. Like there's some people I match up with that I'm like, I have a lot in common with them and we agree on much scripture. Our brother Xavier is one of those people where like he believes a lot of the same stuff that I believe, and I'm grateful for that because it's comforting to like have reassurance in the world, right? We're dealing with this crazy stuff, and again, our friends and family think we're crazy, and they're gonna find out. Like you know, that's not a threat to anyone listening. That is like, okay, you really will find this out, and it's probably going to put the fear of God into you, which is going to be very scary, but it's actually a good thing because it's the beginning of wisdom and knowledge. I've been through this in my life, and it is very scary waking up to a world that's been lying so much. Why does the world lie? How is it possible? It takes away the Bible. Like in Genesis, it describes creation, and throughout the Bible, it describes what creation is, how humans were made. It describes who God is. It describes what the earth and the heaven is. The world wants to say we're a gazillion years old. How did everything form into creation? Nothing exploded and made everything. So nothing exploded. They think this. Nothing exploded and made everything. And like the human body, the human eye, love and family, and like all of these things are just random accidents, hey? Nope, no God designing anything, no absolute creator. Well, who created God then? God has always existed. There's no creation of God. God has always existed. Once more, is that a little hard to understand? Well, of course, because it's God. He's very, 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 very complex. God is also very humble, coming to this earth and living a full life, a sin free life. I just want people to be saved so very much. Like, friends and family that I don't see too much, whatever, and like they just think I'm a crazy person and maybe a lost cause or whatever. I want them to be saved. I want to spend eternity with them in a new heaven, new earth, new glorified body. No more sickness, death, pain, crying, and all of that will be wiped away. God will make things right. But the only way to get there, the only way for salvation is through Jesus Christ, death, burial, and resurrection. You must believe in that 100%. And really believing that, you must know God. You can't just know about God. A lot of people know about Jesus. They've heard that, oh, he went to the cross. And I'm not exactly sure why, but a lot of people know about God, but they don't know God. Once more, I'm not being arrogant and being like, I know God so well, but I do know God. I have a relationship with him. It's the best thing that's ever happened in my life because Jesus is the way, the truth, the life. It's comforting. It's the solid rock and foundation to stand upon. He is the solid rock and foundation to stand upon. Everything else is sinking sand. And if you don't think so, you're not paying attention. Satan doesn't bug people who are on their way to hell because he doesn't have to do anything. People that are on the fence about stuff, you need to make a choice. You really do. Satan and the Freemasons will bother you when you start becoming born again, when you start having real faith in Jesus, especially if you do things like me and Xavier, where we expose these things. I've mentioned in the past, I don't want to mention it too often because it's very weird, but like gang stalking type stuff and like that kind of thing, it really does happen. And some of it's supernatural and it's very strange. It really is. And again, a lot of new age stuff is involved with that. Like, if you haven't researched the New Age, you should. Not to get into it, but to expose it and understand the ways of the devil and understand the ways of the enemy. Remote viewing, astral projection, all of these things, like a little bit of psychic stuff going on. Like, it's very strange. And some people might call that hocus pocus or might call it ridiculous. But if you research it and get involved in a little bit, especially, you'll know this stuff. Like I said, like before I found Jesus in the Bible, I was a New Age person. I thought that was the way to connect with God. It is not the way to connect with God. It is satanic garbage. If you see how the New Age and Satanism go hand in hand, tarot cards and all that, like there's so many things the New Age does, and the New Age might call them angel cards, like Doreen Virtue. She was a huge New Ager that was very successful. She came to Christ, and I really think she did come to Christ. You could know them by their fruit, and I think her fruit is good now, right? She comes out against the New Age, which I think is a very good thing to do because so many people, they might not call themselves a New Ager, but they do New Age things. Like I said, like tarot cards or yoga or meditation, on and on and on. There's so many things that are New Age. Like, I've had people comment, "You Christians are ridiculous. You satanize everything. You say everything is satanic." Well, you're not paying attention if you don't realize that most things are satanic. It doesn't seem like it all the time because even Satan can masquerade as an angel of light, so it's not going to seem like it sometimes, but it is. You know them by their fruit. The way is narrow. It's just Jesus Christ. Brothers and sisters, everyone else, God bless you.